Okay, welcome to another of our guest entrepreneur series. Today I have with me Enore Oyakhire, who is a digital
Mm.
media executive at Zenith Bank PLC. Welcome, Enore.
Thank you so much.
Okay, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background, your journey so far in the
Okay.
corporate world?
Okay, my name is Enore Oyakhire. I studied information resources management at Babcock University. So that's like majorly library science and knowing how to use your information resources properly. For my love for digital marketing when I was trying to set up a blog for myself. And then I just found out that, okay, there's a lot involved in having a presence online. So it's not just building a website. There's no way you can do that without integrating social media into the mix. And as I was doing that, so that was all personal research. I just developed an interest in digital marketing and how broad it is. It's not just one small section, there are different parts of it. And then, okay, let me try and learn more things from that. And I got the opportunity to work in digital marketing department of Zenith Bank, where I majorly handle content. So content development and campaigns, being able to grab people's attention and just sell our products. So that's it for my experience.
Mm. Okay, so you're focused on digital marketing, content. How is that space? How is that space? How do you operate as an in-house specialist? How do you operate as an in-house specialist?
Okay, so the thing now is you need to know what platform works for what. Now, social media has they have, let's say, groups or clans that have specific interests in different areas. For example, Facebook, you find that's where most of the population is. You find family there. They have their own interests. They want to see pictures. They want to see videos. There's Instagram, it's very visual. They want to see pictures and videos too, but then it's more relaxed, fun, more high quality pictures there. For Twitter, they just want to know what's going on. Everybody speaks their mind. It's more text based. Videos work, yes, but very short videos. Attention span is very short. You need to be careful with Twitter. You have to know how to grab the attention and not talk too much. LinkedIn, everybody wants to learn something, so it's more informative, very serious platform. And so you just are able to segment the kind of products you want to go out on each of these platforms and just know when to put it out and when not to. The most important thing for these spaces is if you're going on for personal, yes, maybe you don't need so much insights, but I would advise anyone going on these platforms to get a business account. They all have the arrangements for that, and that way you can see your insights, like how many the percentage of men following you, women following you, what locations are they from, what time are they online the most, when is your best day for posting. So when you have that information, you're able to know what time you want to post your products and what kind of products works for what. So that's how that works like in social media. And the branding, if you want your brand to um being noticed, there's another, will I say, offline section, I won't really say, but graphic design has a lot to play in building a brand. So you have to make sure that you have, even if you don't have the skills of graphic design, you're able to get someone who understands that space, who knows how to create a logo that speaks volumes from just maybe two colors and a few text and all of that. And that way you're able to push it to all these platforms in the way that you want to.
So say I want to start a business and I want to leverage the digital media. One of the ideas I've been toying in my mind is to actually have a digital channel where I would support SMEs in the food space, in the food processing space. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to me? What research do I have to do? Can I make money from that kind of platform? How should I design the business?
Yes, you can. The first thing I would say would be to design a website now. Everything has to be very graphic. People want to see not just pictures of shorter stock or some professional picture they put there. They want to see what exactly you're selling, what you're bringing to the table. So you need to get, of course, you need to get picture taken properly. So colors are sharp, everything. and then you design a website. Now, when you've done that, what helps is, so I'm going to talk about majorly online selling because I know you can get a store and do that offline, but you then make sure you have a social media account that shows people want to see the process. They want to be able to connect to your brand message. If you are doing it because you're happy when people eat healthy, let them know that in your brand message, you're telling them the process of maybe the reason why you use these ingredients or whatever. You're showing them tips here and there. You're giving them tips on why they want to eat healthy. And you have to, so where you bring the website into it is, that way you can tell that, okay, from this post I did on Monday, you put a link there. You're able to trace the people that have come in from social media to your website, and you are able to know that, okay, I was able to generate a sale from here, or 2 or 3 or 4, and you're able to know that, okay, this is how far you're going. You can make a lot, because one thing that people ask, and me as a consumer, if I meet someone who's like into food or bags or whatever, I want to know, oh, do you have an Instagram page? Do you have social media? They just want to be able to ask you quick questions. That's one thing people use platforms for. They want to be able to be heard and see exactly what you're doing. And when they get connected there, especially when you capture someone on that level, when it's sentimental, then it just goes on from there.
So there's a lot I can do with social media. It's not as easy.
Yes.
The way you're saying it now is like a real complex operation. I have to start with a strategy. Do I have to have a strategy? Yes. Do I have to have a plan? Yes. Really, how serious is this business of digital marketing?
Yes, you have to have a plan. What I would do is the most effective one, I would say maybe a 2-week content schedule. You need to pre-plan it. You need to know that if you're posting this today, the next day you're doing something different, maybe text-based or informative or inspiration. It has to be like well-rounded. And you have to know that, okay, if you are, maybe last week, if you sold maybe a meal package and not many people bought it, you are something else. You're able to learn from it. And strategy-wise, you can say, okay, you're targeting this demographic. That's where promotions and ads come in. You're able to select the kind of people you want to target. Like if you're looking at 18 to 20, 25, you're able to do that, and also target their locations and all of that. So strategy, I would say you need to know what the people you're targeting, what time you want it to go out, and learn from that to also improve on it if that adds up, because you're also learning as you're posting, as you're managing it, so to let you know how better to connect with the audience you're looking for.
Beyond strategy, as a business owner using digital platforms, what else should I be mindful of? Do I need to have a structured business? Do I need to register my business? Do I need to have a structured business? Do I need to work with other people? What should I be doing again?
So they have their rules. I would say the only regulatory thing that's there right now is I think the body for lotteries. That's the only thing that I know we're careful of in my space, because anytime you want to do a giveaway, you need to like get an approval from them, so that they're aware of what exactly is going on. It's almost like a lottery. If you're doing a giveaway or giving people money for maybe first 5 people to do something. So that's one important side of it. Structure-wise, you're an entrepreneur, you want to set up like a digital marketing fit. You definitely need one graphic designer. That's the person that would help with your images. You need a content development strategy executive. That's the person that will help you to come up with fun posts, normal posts, be able to turn your ideas into posts that people can relate with. You need someone, so it depends on how big the scale is. If your content developer should be able to understand insights. If you just want them solely for the purpose of creating content, then you need someone who is an analyst that can understand insights from Google now, because that also has, when you have a website page, obviously you need to build your search engine optimization. Someone needs to be able to understand all that information back end. What are people searching for? What are the keywords they're putting for? What are they searching as bringing up my page, my website page? So you need that. Aside those three, those are the 3 essential people. If you want to be churning out video content, you need a video, a motion graphics designer. So
Can't I just use my phone? Can't I just use my phone to take
you can.
photographs? to do my
So
videos?
you
They
can.
have to
So
be
that I'm
this
looking at
elaborate.
from the
I'm just
from
wondering.
from the yes, you can. So from the professional side, if you really want to set up like a standard department, you need those people. But you can do it yourself. Because I even run I do a lot on my personal Instagram page. There are simple apps that you can use that can help you out, like Viva Video. But most of them you get the best from them when you're subscribed to like a package. If it's like 1,000 per month or whatever subscription per year. They're video editors. You can easy to learn, design yourself. You can always use your phone, but the fear is you have to have a really good phone because the quality it's there's really a huge difference on engagement on a picture that is not as good than a picture that is just really flat. You need to mind the quality when you're taking pictures and all of that videos. But yes, there are apps you can use even for picture and video and picture editing. There are online apps you can use like Befunky. I use Befunky and then Viva Video. Those are simple, easy to use apps. You don't need any much training for it. Adobe Photoshop, that one is a whole school. That one is really serious for the ones that are okay certified. But there are basic apps you can use.
How about things like Canva? Do you
Yes,
think
Canva.
designs from Canva work?
Yes, designs from Canva work very well. I personally, I don't use Canva a lot. I don't know. I don't really drive with their interface, so I use more Funky. But Canva works easy to design a lot of great things. So it just depends on what works for you. There's always a substitute out there or something else.
Okay, so what advice would you have for someone just starting off? If you want to go into this business, what one thing do you think they should be mindful of if you want to leverage digital? Because in the past few weeks, we've been hearing the new normal, the new normal. What would you tell them to do?
Um, so like to leverage digital, is it if they're going into if they have something they need to sell online?
Yes, if they have something, they have a service or a product that they want to take online, what's one thing, apart from all these other things that you're talking about, what
Mm-hmm.
one thing should they be mindful of as they go on?
I would say being consistent is key. Your brand message has to be very consistent and you could start off well and say, okay, you're doing all of this, you post, you go off for some days. By the time you come back on, it's harder to get those that have fallen off. Consistency is definitely key and staying true to your brand message. And if you know that you want to rebrand, maybe this is not the idea you had in the beginning, there's even a process for that too. You take a break first and then just infuse it like in a subtle way so that people can see. But consistency is key. Even if I'm not saying frequency like doing it 4 times a day, 15 times a day, but if you know that you're doing once a week, twice a week, just make that be your set time. That's what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Enore. Let me ask you a few questions about the work you do. How has it been working with suppliers in Nigeria in this space that you operate in?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
How's
so
it
working
been?
with them is most times where the problem comes is aligning your idea with what they have, being able to communicate your idea properly to them. So if you want maybe a video that has a specific requirements, you have to be able to break it down very well, make it very detailed so that they understand. Because most times you explain something and what you're giving back is not exactly what you were picturing. So you need to be able that communication part is very key. And they need to know that okay, you've described this to me, this cannot be achieved this way, or they suggest based on their experience that it would look better if you use a dim light here or a dark light here, whatever. So that communication is key for them. That's the only challenge you have, giving me back what the idea I have in my head.
Okay, I just want to find out from you again. You work with some small organizations, you work with big organizations.
Yeah.
What's the difference in the quality of service you get from both of them?
Okay, so there isn't much quality steps because I would say yes, sometimes you can see a huge difference between an individual and like a proper company or an agency. But the thing is, some people have taken so much time in doing research and they've saved up, they've gotten the right equipment. Now, when you master that, whatever you're bringing now can level up to what an agency is giving. Because we've worked with individuals who are giving us really great content now, and the only thing that they have now against them is just exposure, networking. many people may not know about them. There's the initial fear of, okay, can you do it as good as this person has worked with these other brands? But then if you're able to do your homework well and compose a show reel or something really good that people can see, because that's what everybody wants to see, what you've done before. Not necessarily maybe, okay, yes, maybe great, they want to see who you've done for, but what you've done before, they would love to work with you when they see that you have that.
Oh, excellent. So do you work with suppliers from outside Nigeria? You work with foreign suppliers? Foreign,
No. Most
so
times
you have good.
yes, it's usually local. We have a lot of good options here. The only time you have to work with, and there's not much international, unless you work with like partnership with Google or something, some big body or whatever, but then it's mostly here. They're the ones that even understand the market, they know what people are looking for. So it's better to always work like local, never take it out.
What would you say about the opportunities available in the industry? Looking ahead, where do you see this industry going? The opportunities and what's the future of the industry in wrapping up?
I feel like there's a lot, it's always growing. People are always looking for skilled individuals, especially in design and analytics. Analytics is somewhere that I know that that's what everyone is moving towards, people that can understand and give you recommendations after looking at a specific sheet or whatever. But I know that it's going to keep going. People are going to keep evolving, new softwares will come out, we're going to keep learning all of that, and everyone's going to want to jump on that because that will be the best way to work at the end of the day. Now people are learning how to do more meetings online and all of that, and they're like, okay, so if you can achieve papers or physical meetings and all of that, so that's where I feel everything is going.
So I'd like you to take that again because there was a freeze. You said if you can
Okay.
achieve what?
If you can achieve some tasks online, like now you're having meetings online, you can collaborate using email, design things online, then what's the need of all the physical meetings that have been had and everything? Everybody's realizing that now, especially with what's going on now, that there are many things you can finish a task end to end online and not necessarily need that physical interference.
So the future of work appears to be going more digital
Yes,
in the
more
media
digital.
and communication space.
Yes.
So in Nigeria, tell me, where can we get information? Because I hear you saying in analytics, intelligence. How do we get information about our markets, about our consumers? Where can one get such information?
Okay, so the thing is, at first, when you start feeding, because you need to get the platforms or the software, whatever, when you start feeding them with your own content, it learns of what you're doing. So that way it then provides you with the people, the kind of people you're reaching, and then it shows you like a pool of other people that you could reach with this post. So you first need to feed it into whatever software you're using, if it's Google or the sharing platforms or Facebook or the social media platforms itself. It shows you, because normally when you even turn your page to business account, it shows you that we need 1 week to be able to learn how your followers are interacting, what they're doing, so that it can tell you, okay, this is a behavior pattern and all of that. So that's how it works.
So if I hear you now, you're saying that in terms of getting data and intelligence, we can turn to platforms like Google, like Facebook,
Yes.
WhatsApp, Instagram, provided you have a
Instagram,
business account.
LinkedIn. Yes, you can see all of that information.
So with the regular accounts, you don't get to see a lot of analytics. I said with the
No,
regular accounts,
you will not see
you don't get
analytics.
analytics.
You don't get analytics. You need to turn it to a business account. The only you don't get analytics with Twitter though. I think you can still get some like a fair level of insights on whatever tweet that you're doing, and that's because they decided to separate them. So Facebook hasn't owned them yet. But if with Facebook and Instagram and probably WhatsApp, I don't really use that platform, but you can get enough insight. But it just needs to be a business account. It's not necessarily going to say, oh, this page is a business account, but you can tell once you can email and call directly from my homepage, then you just know that, okay, this is a more professional account.
Okay, Enore, thank you very much for your time in terms of, thank you for sharing with us and telling us what's happening in the space. What one thing, just your last word. What one thing will influence the media and communication space in the days ahead? One last thing that we can take away from this session that would influence that space.
I will influence that space now. I would just say maybe the fact that everything is changing. You just have to be on your toes and move with the trends. That's just what it is, and being able to be adaptable to the surroundings, especially what's happening around. That's it. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So we have to be adaptable. We have to be willing
Yes,
to change, and we
yes,
have to be in tune with what is happening around
yes,
us. Thank
yes.
you so very much, Enore, for this
Thank
insightful
you.
session. Thank
Thank you
you, and
too.
have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your lockdown work day.
I will enjoy the rest of yours too.
All right, bye.
Bye.